जय हिंद. सरस्वती शिशुकुंज भगवाला बोरसद, English medium, standard 8, subject science, chapter number 10, reaching at the age of adolescence. Now in first video we have studied that how humans and other animals reproduce, right? That reproduction process occurs in each and every animals, right, in a different manner. But reproduction in some animals occurs after reaching at certain age. After the certain age, that animal, particular one, is able to perform reproduction activities. In human beings also, there is a certain age that after that age, some body organ develop and it becomes capable of reproduction. In this chapter, we are going to study that what changes occurs in a human body after it becomes the capable of reproduction. In 9th chapter, we have studied about the organs of reproductive system. In this chapter, we are going to study about the role of hormone to make changes and convert and make the child into the adult. Now we all know that growing is a natural process, is the identification of a living thing, right? We have studied that growing, right, is the identification of living thing. If any if you want to identify that living thing or non-living thing, so there is one property: living things can grow. So that growing is a natural process, right? Now when the body undergoes the changes and leading to reproductive maturity, that is known as adolescence. When your body undergoes changes and it leading to the reproductive maturity, that is known as adolescence. Now this adolescence, in this type of age, you are not child and you are not adult. You are not child and you are not adult. You are in between that. Your body is growing towards the adult, right? Towards the age of adult, we can say. So this adolescence age starts from 11 to 18 to 19, we can say. You have heard the teen age. If you heard the word teen age, right? So that teen starts in the number 13, 14, 15, right? But to be specific, we can say that some changes that occurs in your body start from 11, right? And it remains those changing process. It continues up to 18 to 19, the age of the particular human. Now in girls and boys, the adolescence period is also different. We can say that in girls, this adolescence period start 2 years early than the boys, and we can say the adolescence age is differ by person to persons. Adolescence age is differ from person to person. Some are getting involved early. Some body of a human is getting involved early, grow early towards the maturity, and some girls or some boy is the body is being late for the maturity. The human body undergoes the several changes during the adolescence, during this age, during this time period. So this changes marks on one set of puberty. So these are the mark of puberty. Most important change that mark the puberty is the capability of reproduction. Most important thing that your body is become capable of reproduction, and the puberty ends when this reaches at its maturity. Which kind of changes takes place during this teen age time, 11 to 19 years, when we talk about boys, right? So growth of hair above the lips, right? Their voice becomes more deep, increase in height, right? If we talk about girls, there are also certain body changes takes place inside the girls. So let's talk about first one, that is increase in height. During this time period, there is a sudden change or sudden increase in height we can observe during this teenage time. The long bones of hands and legs elongate with each other, so person looks more tall. Here you can see the chart in which the age of particular individual it is written and the percentage according to the full height of that age it is written. Now if you will see, at the 11th age, a girl reaches up to 88% of his full height, and if we talk about a boy, so it reaches up to 81% of his height at the age of 11 years. If you will go for 12, 13, then also there is increase in height. So there is sudden increase in height is observed during this teenage time. Now from this table you can find out your full height, that how much height you are going to get in the future. right? What is your full height? What will be your full height during the lifetime at the end of this period of teenage? So according to the age, there are different percentage which is written for boy and the girl. So what you have to do, write down first your current height, present height, divide it by percentage of your age, and then multiply it by 100. See one example here. So 9-year boy, present height is 120 centimeter, right? So what we will write, 120 centimeter upon 75, because 75 percentage is given in the box of age. So 75 multiplied by 100. So you will get answer as 160 centimeters. That boy of 9 years is going to get the height of 160 centimeter. By using this table's data, if we will draw the graph, you can see this kind of graph, right? So here we can say the girl's growth means height in the girls is growing so fast, and sudden change you are able to see here. But in boys, it is slower than the girls. But at the age of 18, if you'll observe, they both means girl and a boy will reach at the maximum height of their age. The rate of growth in height varies in the different individuals. In some, there will be a sudden change, a sudden growth in height is observed. In some, there is a gradual growth in the height. In some, there is a slow in the beginning and fast at the end of this age. Sometimes the change also can observe in the body part growth also, right? Like your hand is growing so fast, means your hand is become longer, your height is increasing, but your size of the head is still small, right? But at the end, at the end of this age, the all organs will catch and they will organize in a proper manner according to your body shape. One more thing I want to add here, that your height depends on your some of your family member. Your height is hereditary, we can say. Hereditary means that is carried by the genes. Maybe your height is similar with your some of family member like mother or father, right? As you have studied that genes are inside our cells, right? And the fusion with the in 9th chapter you have studied that fusion of mother and father, one cell from mother and one cell from the father. So we are here from that fusion. So that is why those genes will transfer some characteristic or something from mother or father. It is it reflects from the child. As I told you that our height is similar with some of the family member, but it doesn't mean that we should not eat the right kind of food. We will get our health according to the other members of our family. But during this age of puberty, our food is play a little bit more important part, right? We need to eat a healthy food which gives a proper growth to our muscles, bones and other body parts. From the healthy food, our body get adequate nourishment for the growth. So now let's talk about change in the body shape. So have you ever noticed that in your age group, in boys if you'll observe, the shoulders are more wider than the junior class or boys or girls or boys who are in lower standards, right? So if you'll observe, their shoulders are not that much broad compared to the boy who is in your age, right? So their shoulders are more broad. So this is the result of the puberty age and growth that take place during this age. If we talk about the boys, that shoulder becomes more wider, right? The shoulder, these bones get more growth, it becomes wider, and chest also get more wider. When we talk about girls, the area which is below the waist, it rises, it grows more. Now let's talk about the change in voice during this age. So during this age, the voice also changes. When we talk about boys, so boys' voice becomes more deep, as during this age your voice box, or we can say larynx, develops. And in the boys of this age, you can see that developed voice box in the throat area. It is easily seen. But when we talk about girls, so their voice box is not, we cannot see outside of the body. But in boys, we can see that portion which popped up here in the throat area outside of the body. We can see it clearly. So that is one puberty sign that voice box which comes out from the throat. It is also one sign of a puberty age, we can say. When we talk about girls, so that the pitch of the girl's voice is more high, but when we talk about boys, the boy's voice is deep, right? So in girls, the voice box doesn't grow much, but in boys, when we talk about girls, in girls the voice box doesn't grow much. It becomes, the pitch get more increases, but in boys the pitch decreases, we can say, and it becomes more deep. Sometimes in the boys, sometimes during the growth of this voice box, the muscles of the voice box go out of control, right? And the voice becomes more harsh, right? And you will means that boy will feel a heaviness in the throat. But after some time it becomes normal, right? It becomes regular as it was, right? That is also one sign of a growth in voice box, we can say, during this age period. Here you can see the picture of a voice box which is showing outside the throat of a boy. That part is known as Adam's apple. That voice box which is easily visible from the throat of a boy is known as Adam's apple. So what we learned today? We were learning that how a child becomes adult. So during the teen age, from 11 to 18 or 19 age, what are the changes that take place in the boy or a girl's body, that we are learning in this chapter, right? So the important change that takes place during this, that is reproductive maturity. Apart from this, there are many changes that takes place in the girl's body and the boy's body, like sudden change in height, change in voice, change in some body part, like growth of some particular area of the body part, right? So this definition is so much importance of adolescence. So see the definition: the period of life when body goes under changes leading to the reproductive maturity, that is known as adolescence, right? The period of life when body undergoes changes and leading to the reproductive maturity, that is adolescence. Now what was the definition of puberty? The human body undergoes many changes during this adolescence time period, and these changes are onset mark of puberty. Means any change, if you will mark that, okay, this is the change which takes place during this time period of teen age, so that is your puberty mark, puberty sign, we can say. We have seen in height that girls' height grow more faster than the boy in certain age, but after reaching or at the 18 age it becomes equal. We draw graph also according to the data which is given in the table. We try to find out the height of from the present height according to the percentage table, right? Then we also have seen the voice change. What is the condition when the voice change? In boys, voice becomes more deeper. In the girls, voice, pitch of the voice increases. When we talk about the change in the voice of boys, so there is a voice box, which easily you are able to see easily that voice box in the throat area. During this age, it the size of that voice box increases and it becomes more deeper. For some time the muscles of that voice box, it undergoes a growth which is not controllable by the body, so it becomes harsh. After some time it becomes normal as regular, and the pop-up thing and the voice box that is easily seen by the throat, the name is Adam's apple. So this was today's video about reaching the age of adolescence. So I hope you understand, and remaining part we are going to see in the next video. Thank you so much.